Also, that would be extremely inappropriate. Definitely wouldn't happen on a ship with kids, but...
We just look at it. Is that a naked Natalie Portman? What is that? So, how you feeling?
This is super awkward.
Mm-hmm. We usually don't talk in such a formal setting.
Not at all. Actually, I don't think I usually talk facing you unless we're in the shower, so
I know.
please edit that out. So, the big question is, after everything you've learned about, and I admit, like, you've kind of kept out of the videos and stuff, but do you still want to go to Starcruiser? Knowing everything you know, watching the videos you've watched.
I do, but my excitement has gone from, like, higher than I can possibly reach with my hand to just, oh, God. You know, it's definitely gone down.
Yeah.
Before the videos and all the controversy, I would have told you that
nothing can make me change my mind
about me going to this, and now canceling, I'm open to that.
Wow. Never thought I'd hear you say that. I don't know. I'm halfway in between about it because I still have my hopes are up here, but I'm trying to keep my expectations like here.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I'm nervous about it.
Yeah, you've watched all the videos.
I have watched
way
all.
more than I have. I've watched like half of one.
In the interest of having all of the opinions out there, yes, I've watched at least a dozen.
And by videos, I mean all the reaction videos that other YouTubers have been doing.
In addition to all the videos that Disney has put out, including, you know, the Lightsaber Dojo.
Like the actual marketing content.
Yeah, like the actual marketing. And you haven't seen some of that.
Right.
So I've seen all of that too. So I'm like, it's just not living up to what I hoped for the concept art. It's not where it should be.
Yeah, I did see that lightsaber training dojo thing, and my God, I just can't help but think false advertising. You know, like the concept art shows flying projectiles, which was where my expectation was at, but just a light beam that you point your sword into, that's not very exciting to me. VR is way more exciting for me, and I can do that right now.
Two things disappointed me the most with that. One, it seemed to me that the laser was going in a pattern.
Oh yeah,
so,
like bloop, bloop, bloop.
Right,
bloop,
so I'm like,
bloop.
So not only am I just moving a lightsaber around like this, but also in a predictable pattern. And then the other thing that really disappointed me was that I was convinced that Disney had developed that retractable lightsaber for the use in the dojo. And the fact that I saw a regular Savi's lightsaber that we literally have sitting right here is being used in that dojo when I thought we were getting this really cool technology, like I was gonna be able to press it.
I know, like what is that for?
I think it's just for the actors to walk around with, and that is the most disappointing thing ever. Like, you've developed this amazing technology and I'm not even going to get a chance to touch it.
Or buy it. Like, even if I wanted to give them more money than I already am, like, that's not even an option.
I have a feeling that lightsaber costs a ridiculous amount of money.
$500 or
$25,000. I think that those lightsabers are insanely expensive, which is why I thought, like, they probably won't be available for sale, but I at least expected them to be available for use in the training dojo. At least give us that.
Mm-hmm.
But I am still looking forward to stuff too. Role-playing, I'm super excited for that.
LARPing.
I've actually never LARPed before. I don't think. No, definitely not.
I don't think I have either. No, I mean, the only time I've ever walked around in a cosplay, like, in daylight, in public, was Celebration, pretty much.
Yep, and I haven't been to Celebrations.
Could be another first for you next year.
Yes, it will be. We will be at Celebration, assuming I can get a ticket. By the way, if anyone has a ticket to sell, hit us up.
Please. I did see the bridge, like some of that, like, shooting, like, Space Invaders at the bridge, kind of. That seemed kind of cool to me. The fact that all the buttons you could press and twist and turn, and all the buttons actually do something instead of just look pretty. That kind of excites me. Plus the like space environment outside the windows, which I know is like just a basic screen, but it does look incredible. In Rise of the Resistance, which is, I'm gonna try my best.
No spoilers.
I'm gonna try my absolute best not to spoil it for you.
I have avoided spoilers for that ride ever since it came out. If you spoil it for me now, I will break up with you. I'm kidding, mostly.
There are a lot of things to spoil there. I'm going to spoil just a tiny bit, like a hint of a spoiler of one little piece of that ride. There is a point in that ride where you're in a room with windows and you see space outside and you see a space battle. And it feels fucking real. Like, so real. It looks like you will forget where you are. Also because of just how massive everything is. So that bridge experience looks kind of cool to me. I think that's gonna deliver, especially when it's just more than 2 people like they showed in the trailer. Another thing that like I think people are freaking out about for is Disney has these very cheesy trailers, like super cringe. Everything I've seen so far, it has just been like little bits and pieces, but every little bit and piece has made me cringe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just think they suck at making these experiences appealing to people our age.
They are aimed mostly towards kids, to be fair. I mean...
Yeah, but like maybe 6-year-olds? I can't see Martina looking at that and be like, she'll be like,
That's
why are those
right.
people being weird?
Yeah.
And Louisa, forget it. She would vomit out of cringe.
She absolutely would. And that's fair. It was very cringy. They could have done so much better. And that one welcome video looked like the girl was behind a green screen or something, or in front of a green screen. I'm like...
The purple girl.
Yes, the one with the dots on her head.
Right.
Like, don't know which alien species she is. But yeah, they could have done so much better with that. You guys are supposed to be really good.
I know. Like, who did you hire to make these videos? Although, the other trailer that we saw, where, like, they showed a family, like, going through the experience and having fun with each other, like a daughter, a mother, and a father.
Yeah, I remember.
That was shot really well, and that was fast-paced and exciting, and, like, that got me going. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be... Yes.
That one was really good. And that's when my hype was up here before
Yeah.
all these other videos started coming out, so...
And that's the same place. You know, I just think the way you shoot things makes so much of a difference. And Disney, the way they shot it, just, they killed themselves.
It was lazy. It was very poorly done.
I think so, too.
But I'm excited about the bridge, too. I am a little worried about, like, how they're going to fit that many people in there. I'm really hoping it's not like the Millennium Falcon type deal where you've only got 2 people that get to, like, handle the controls and that's it. Because I will be the biggest sad girl ever if I don't get to shoot some TIE fighters. I'm just saying.
That would be pretty lame.
And then he gets to deal with me for 2 days being a sad girl because I didn't get to shoot TIE fighters.
I'd be very surprised if they didn't figure something out for that.
They have to, right?
They have to.
Yeah. I'm a little... I don't know if you looked online at the itinerary. It seems extremely rushed to me.
Really?
And it's like you get a half hour for each activity.
Oh,
It's like only a half hour in the lightsaber dojo.
really?
Yeah. And I mean, based on what it looks like, maybe you don't need more than a half hour. It might be that lame that, you know, it's like a quick, okay, we're good, we're done, let's go. But everything else, like sabacc and things like that, it's like half hour, 45 minutes, and you're on to the next activity. So I don't know if there's going to be more free time in there than we think there will be, and we can like sit down to a sabacc game for an hour in the cantina, maybe. So we don't really know what that's going to look like yet.
That I'm not excited for. Being herded around like cattle does not excite me.
That would really make me mad. And I'm worried about that when we take the trip to Batu, because I don't see otherwise how that works, right? Like, how do you keep a whole group of people
It's
on
gonna be like a fucking field trip, like everyone hold hands.
Right, like somebody carrying a flag around, like, follow me, children. I don't want that. No.
No.
So, yeah,
What else did we see? We saw a cantina. Looks pretty cool. Looks a little small, right?
I am a little worried about the size. Like, there's 400 people on this ship, assuming your trip's completely booked out, which ours still is. I just checked it tonight, and our time slot is still completely booked out. There's no openings. So that means there's going to be about 400 people on this ship, and where are you planning on putting them all? They're definitely, like, even if 100 people wanted to be in this cantina, it doesn't look like there's room for it. So I don't know how that ends up working.
It's gonna be a crowded bar, man. Bartender's gonna be overworked. It's gonna take forever to get a drink. What if I want to get my drink on? Is that gonna be a half-hour thing too?
I don't know. So I know the first night, like, they kind of dismiss you at 8 o'clock. And
And then you can go off and do your own thing?
I think. I mean, I don't think they're going to be like, everyone go to your rooms and you're confined for the rest of the night, right? Like, that wouldn't be a good idea.
We gotta reset the stage.
Right? I don't think they're going to do that to people. So I think a lot of people are going to go into the bar and drink. I mean, why wouldn't you? And so I think that first night, that bar is going to be crazy.
What are you gonna do after 8 p.m.?
Oh, I'm going to the bar.
You're going to the bar?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're not gonna try to like resistance spy around and stuff and
Maybe.
try to help some smugglers or
I know I'm gonna have to spend time
score a
exploring
bounty.
this ship. I'm going to want to explore the ship when we get there. That's going to be like the first thing I'm going to want to do. Like, let's figure out the layout and let's figure out where like the secret spots are and who's that walking around, and so yeah.
I hope it's big enough where like you feel like there's so much to explore. I hope they just don't like herd you around once so you see every little like attraction and that's it. You know, I hope it's not like that. Because Batu, you could take a couple laps and still see something new. There's just so much detail in Batu. There didn't seem like there was a lot of detail here.
No, but we do have to remember, and other people have pointed this out on other YouTube videos, that they still have 3 months before the first voyage. So there's quite possibly a lot of construction still happening in the interior.
Yeah, I think I remember Galaxy's Edge being like that too. Like there was a lot of panic before they opened because everyone didn't think they were going to be able to open in time, or whatever photos or sneak peeks they showed beforehand, it looked kind of unfinished or weird or whatever. And then just at the last minute, everything was good to go or something.
I hope that is the case.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot more that needs to be done to like up the experience. So
yeah, and as much as I hate negative vloggers and haters on the internet, negative criticism sometimes does some good. If Disney looks at it and doesn't just think, oh, these are just some haters being children and why should we listen to them, and actually listen to them, then maybe they could fix some stuff.
yeah, I think the criticism's kind of well deserved in this case. But I also think a lot of the heavy criticism where people are like, oh my gosh, people are canceling their trips, Starcruiser's a massive failure. I think they're the same people who didn't necessarily love the sequels and they're not thrilled that this is based in the sequels. I think they're folks who are upset about the price, which is fair. Even if this trip ends up blowing my mind and it's the best Star Wars experience of my life, the cost is extremely high and most people can't afford it and it's not really fair. So, you know, there's that. So I think like some criticism's well deserved. I also think that you know, some people went way too far with the criticism. I don't think people are canceling their trips like crazy. There's some open slots that weren't there before.
Yeah, like they're saying, they're already saying that Disney is like canceling the entire thing and this whole thing was a flop and it's over. And yeah, I saw that with Batu. It's the same people. I think I've told you this before, but negativity gets way more traction on the web and news in general than like any other story does, and people love disasters. And with YouTube especially, it's almost like whoever has the biggest, most outrageous claim and thumbnail, they get all the views and people believe it, you know, like even if it's just such a huge, outrageous, dramatic like claim, it's easier to swallow when they throw in like 1 or 2 truths. Like, this is very expensive, and so it's not going to be worth it, and everything's getting canceled. People here is like, oh yeah, that is really expensive. This guy has a point about everything. Huh, you know, and that's how things get traction. So that's my reasoning anyway.
Yeah, no, you have told me that before, and I do remember you saying that, and I think it's true. I mean, even some of the titles and stuff that I was looking at for the Starcruiser videos, I couldn't resist clicking on some of them, even though I knew it was just going to be like negative and really like, some people were like dragging Kathleen Kennedy, and we don't know how much influence she had in this, really. So I don't know if that's fair. Does it need to be as bad as some people have made it out to be? I don't think so. I think my hopes are still extremely high. I think there's still a lot of time left for them to make improvements, and I'm not ready to bail yet.
Yeah, I'm not ready to bail yet either. But the idea of bailing, even if it's just like a 1% possibility in the back of my head, now it's there. And
Yeah.
that upsets me.
I mean, people have fairly pointed out that with the amount of money that we're spending on this trip, which is about $5,400.
And all the pressure we're getting, like, from friends and family, especially family,
Yeah, right?
our parents. It's like, you know what else you could do with that money?
A lot of other things. We're well aware. Like, take a trip to Europe, pay off student loans. There's a lot of other things we could do with that money. But
Student loans.
all right, fine.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You could take me to Iceland and propose to me. There's always that option too.
She went straight there.
That was a joke. Cut that from the video. Cut. Don't leave that in.
No.
Please.
Is anyone positive about this? Has anyone said
Dano Channel has been positive, fairly positive about this. They're like, there's some things that are disappointing. I think Dan was extremely disappointed in the lightsaber dojo, which again, fair criticism, I think. But what they all said was fair criticisms, and they also had like things that they were looking forward to. So, but everyone else I've seen has been extremely negative, unless they have some sort of connection to Disney. So like IGN was extremely like, this is so awesome, this is gonna be great. And I'm like, we all know Disney paid you to say that, so you don't count.
Your opinion is noted. Just kidding.
It's noted, but it's not counted, so.
Yeah, that lightsaber dojo, man, it looks unfinished. Like, I guess kind of like the entire ship looks right now. Or maybe it was just the way they shot it, because with video you need a lot of light. So I could see them throwing tons of like spotlights there and just brightening the entire environment so that it doesn't even look cool or dramatic anymore. It just looks fake and produced. That's another aspect of it. So hopefully when you get there, I imagine it's going to be dark and smoky, because you need smoke to see the lasers, and it's got to be dark, or else you won't see the lasers. I think the vibe is going to be cool once you get in there. And even though the beginning of that like lightsaber pew pew pew, that looked really lame, but I do think, I would imagine that's got to be like the introductory tutorial mode. You
know, you could very well be right, and that's the first time I've heard someone suggest that, but that would actually be a lot better. Like, we're just showing you the tutorial, this is how you move your lightsaber, this is how you block the laser. Okay, playtime's over. Let's get to the serious stuff.
And then you get the randomized, quick, like, phew, oh, shit, oh my god, oh, how can I, like, I think we're all going to look like idiots doing that. But it should be a lot of fun if that's the case. Maybe there are different modes, like they have like a kiddie mode and then like a expert. But, yeah, going back a little bit just to the criticisms for a sec, one other thing that Ashley Eckstein mentioned is that a lot of this ship is like based in lore from like the prequels, the original trilogy. Like Leia has been on this ship, Padme and Anakin have been on this ship, and all I can think about is like honeymoon for Padme and Anakin. Oh, we don't know.
We don't know, but we know they've been on the ship. So I'm like,
absolutely honeymoon.
Absolutely
secret
right?
honeymoon, yeah.
Right.
For sure.
So I'm like, okay, well, then that's amazing, because are there going to be like little Easter eggs and stuff like that? Like nods to the original trilogies and the prequels? If so, I'm going to die, especially if I find anything related to Padme on that ship, because she is one of my favorite characters. I adore her. So I've been like combing through the New Republic literature, trying to find mentions of the ship and stuff like that. I haven't.
Do we know with Galaxy's Edge takes place on a very specific day in the canon timeline, and then every day like it resets. It's not like going forward. It's just the same day every day. Do you know if it's like that for the Starcruiser? Like, are we in canon in a specific point in time? I believe so, because I know that Rey and Kylo Ren are supposed to make an appearance on the ship. Oh. So I'm assuming that we are at a specific point in time in the canon. Okay, so we're in sequel trilogy times.
Yeah,
the Resistance era.
Yeah, and I think that's what has people upset about it, because they wanted, prequels or original trilogy. And that's not what Disney's focusing on right now. They want to put you into a new story, one that hasn't been written yet. So that's why they're I think, leaning so heavily on the sequels. But the old lore's still there, and I hope, if they do it right, this ship will have a lot of nods to, you know, the older movies, and I really hope that's the case.
What if we find like a secret note or love letter or something that Padme left behind?
Oh my god.
Like she just dropped or something recently. Not recently. Can't be recently.
No, yeah, it wouldn't
I
be
don't know,
recently, but that would... Oh my
like
god.
if we just ran into like some worker's office and on his wall he had pinned up like some random note, like
That
some
picture-
random nude pic of Padme that
like
she
the
sent
picture
to
that the
Anakin.
clones had in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Also, that would be extremely inappropriate. Definitely wouldn't happen on a ship with kids, but...
We just look at it. Is that a naked Natalie Portman? What is that?
I would absolutely steal that picture.